$1,000 in my first month with this brand new print-on-demand store in a niche that I've never tried before. It's pretty cool. Print-on-demand is oversaturated. Print-on-demand doesn't work anymore. No one buys these basic designs. And, well, there are copycats everywhere, so why are we bothering to do print-on-demand? These are just a few of the things that I hear every single week. So I thought, I'm going to make a store from scratch in a brand new niche and prove everyone wrong. I'm really liking making these kind of unfiltered, unedited, raw videos where it just feels like it's a FaceTime conversation. This whole concept, the videos feel a lot more genuine, a lot more easy to understand, and a lot more relatable. So if you do like these kind of videos, if you do like this kind of video style, I should say, then let me know it down in the comments below. Anyway, keep watching to see how this brand new store did in its first month of existence. So back in January, after speaking to a fellow YouTuber, Chris Heckman, and a little bit of convincing from him, I decided to give this a go and try this challenge where literally proving all of the people that say this doesn't work anymore wrong by creating a brand new store in a niche that I've never been in, with products that I've never designed before, prices that I've never tried, and just everything to be brand new, and just to see if I could make it work. So I landed on a niche that I really liked. I created the domain name, I created a brand name, I came up with brand colors, and then I went on to create the website. So once I had the name of the store, which by the way, I didn't spend much time on, and you really shouldn't overthink your branding and all that kind of stuff, especially for print on demand where you can change it down the line. But I decided to go with Shopify. I created a Shopify website. It took me a few days to create it, and I linked it with Printify. The reason I linked it with Printify is just because, well, I like the quality of Printify. I did a review of them recently, and they just passed all the tests. Pricing, shipping, customer service, all of it. It was great. So I built this Shopify store. Like I said, it didn't take me very long. It's also not a very complex Shopify store. I use the classic Dawn theme, which is pretty standard with Shopify, and I change very few things. The font, the colors, and I mean, that's about it. The layout is all the same. Everything I try to keep as simple as possible, because what I've noticed is when I look at some of your websites with my website audits that I now have been doing, I have noticed that people overwork their stores. They make them really complicated. They add so much to them. They beef them up to make them look, well, to make them have that look of being amazing, when in actual fact, if you just strip away all the irrelevant information and you just have what's important, which is the product, you will actually do a lot better. And I've seen this firsthand. When you overdo a website so it looks amazing, it's confusing, it's a mess, people don't like that. If you actually ask yourself, what is the one thing, the one reason I should say, that someone comes to your website, it's hopefully to buy your product. It's not to look at a blog or read the About Me or to browse endless collections. No, you're sending them to a website that is a specific niche, that has specific products with a specific design, and you want them to buy. So that's what you should be showing them. And that was the website process. That took a few days. And bear in mind, when I say my first month, I mean my first month since I started marketing the store, not since I made the store. I made the store early January. It's now March. Well, it's basically March now. And so that is more than a month. But I'm talking about, like I said, from when I started marketing it to now, which has been just 4 weeks. So after creating the website, I then went to do designs. And you don't need thousands of designs. In fact, I suggest just doing 50 to 100 designs. And the way I came up with designs was using various different sites for research. Amazon, Google, the Google keyword tool to find out what sayings were popular, what elements of this niche was popular. Etsy was a big one. I love seeing what is selling well on Etsy so that I can see what I can adapt for my own store. And Pinterest and Redbubble. I know Redbubble, you might be thinking, if you've watched my content, why is Shimmy using Redbubble? And actually, Redbubble is a good place to see what is a bestseller and why it's a bestseller. And that way I can adapt it and put it in my own store. Now, when I say adapt it, I do mean obviously create unique things, but see what's selling and then create things with a twist. There's no need to reinvent the wheel here. Now, when it comes to actually creating those designs, I use Figma because it's free. I use Kittle just because it's easy. And I use Creative Fabrica for designs. I have a Creative Fabrica account and membership, so I can get all the graphics and fonts and stuff for free. I also use Vexels. I know you're probably thinking, holy moly, you're using a lot of things. Did I just say holy moly? Wow. You're probably thinking I'm using a lot of different tools and stuff. And honestly, I'm just using everything that I have at my disposal to make this as quick and easy as possible. I'm not suggesting you sign up to all these different tools. It's expensive. It might not be worth your time. For me, it was worth my time. Anyway, as well as those, I also used Photoshop just to kind of do little tweaks and to create the mock-ups and do that kind of thing. I decided this time to create my own mock-ups, like my own custom mock-ups, rather than use any website. I wanted to give it a go. So that was creating the designs. Like I said, I created 91 designs to start out with. These designs weren't the best designs. Some were basic text, some were just some images. I also, by the way, used Midjourney and DALL-E 3 because some of my designs were AI. I just wanted to give it a go and slap some cool AI designs on my website and see what happened. And, well, don't want to ruin anything, but they actually got some sales, so that's quite cool. So that's the design phase. 91 designs to kind of kick, maybe 81 designs. Oh, I can't remember because I've got a lot more now. But it was 80 or 91 designs to kick off the store. The next stage was creating all the mock-ups, connecting with Printify, connecting it with, what even is Printful? That's like a mixture of Printful and Printify. I'm getting distracted here. Connecting it with Printify and adding all of those products to my Shopify store. That alone took me at least 20 to 25 hours solid work. It was so time consuming because there's so many products. And then when you go into Shopify, I'm adding all the descriptions. I'm now using Hex Bulk Editor, which is just a cool, again, another expense, but I'm using a bulk editor so that I can amend all the prices, amend all the descriptions, just amend things in bulk really, really quickly. Now, I just want to say with the designs, before I move on to the next stage of building this website and how this first month went, the designs, I may have made it sound like it was easy, but it wasn't. You know, it took a lot of mental like headspace to kind of come up with creative ideas. It wasn't the straightforward process, and I don't want you to watch this video and think, like many other YouTubers out there, that this whole process was really easy. So far, it's been headache after headache and a lot of stress and just trying to figure things out and a lot of research. I did at least a week of research before I even went into this. And when I say a week of research, I mean at least 7 hours a day of research before I decided to go into this niche. So when it actually came to creating the designs, I've been designing my whole life, basically. You know, I've been doing art and photography for 20 years, literally since I can remember. So actually creating designs wasn't that hard for me. And once you know the principles, it's also not that hard. But I don't want you to watch this and be like, oh, he created designs in 3 days. It's got to be easy. It's not easy. Okay, so moving on to the next stage, how I actually marketed the store, how I got sales, how many sales I got, how much it cost me, all of those juicy questions that I know you're thinking of. But before going over how I marketed the store, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please smash that subscribe button. I'm getting closer and closer every day to 100,000 subscribers and to that silver play button. And I don't know, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen, who knows? But either way, if you're liking this video or you're liking any of my other videos, that would be really nice. So let's get back to how I have marketed this store in its first month to actually get sales and to make over $1,000 in its first month, which I was not expecting. And when I spoke to Chris, he actually said to me, this is quite fast. It's rare that it would be this fast, but that's cool. I like that it was fast. And what's crazy is my first Facebook ad that I did, after only spending $24, my first ever ad, it got its first sale. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the design was really good? Does that mean the website was set up really well? Does that mean the ad was just really good? There's a lot of factors to take into consideration here. The pricing point, firstly, is very important. And I start my pricing at $26.99. And that's for a small, medium, and a large. And then it goes up $1 every size on from that. And a lot of people think that's weird to charge more for larger sizes, but it costs me more in Printify, so it makes sense to charge more. And then on top of that, I don't do free shipping. I do free shipping only if you spend over $75, which encourages people to order more than one item, 3 items to be exact. And that is actually a really good tactic because it works. The amount of times I get a notification on my watch that says 3 orders or 2 orders or something, not just one order, is brilliant, which actually means my average order value is a lot higher than the 28-ish dollars. It's nearer $40 now because people are ordering multiple items, which is amazing. Now, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but basically what I had to do is I had to create a Facebook page, and then I had to create a Facebook ads account and connect the whole thing up to Shopify and to each other, and then start running ads. And I'll be honest, I haven't used ads in a long time. I used to use Facebook ads a lot. So in my head, I'm like, I know Facebook ads. I'm good at Facebook ads. When I went back to it, I just felt like I was on a foreign planet. And what language? It was just, yeah, it was a confusing mess. However, I watched a bunch of videos, again, a lot of them from Chris Heckman, which I think he's an amazing YouTuber, really helpful guy. You should go and check him out. But I watched a lot of content, and I learned how to use Facebook ads. I learned how to set them up properly, and Chris has helped me a lot as well. What I'm learning is how to create the ads, how to create retargeting ads, what kind of ads I should create, what the creatives should look like, what the description should look like, all of it. And I've created, at this point, over 75 ads in the first month. And that is, sorry, what am I saying? 75 ads. I've created like over 250 ads because I've created ads for every design, every color, because every, and I'll get into this in a second, but I have 6 colors, 5 to 6 colors for all of my designs: white, black, pink, blue, gray, and green. And with now over 110 designs, I create an ad for each design to see how it performs, and then I create an ad for each color to see which color performs the best. And I'm talking spending a couple of dollars here. It's not very much money, but it's a lot of work creating these ads and then monitoring these ads every day and adding them to a spreadsheet. It really makes me realize why, A, a lot of people don't succeed with this business, but B, why the people who do succeed with this business, A, why they make so much, but also why it's so flipping difficult. And I wish other people said this. But what I'll say right now is creating these Facebook ads takes hours and hours and hours. It's really complicated at the beginning, and it's time consuming. You know, eventually maybe you can have a VA create these ads for you, but at the beginning it's time consuming and it's difficult and it's complicated. So I created all of these ads, and what I've done is, like I said, I created an ad for each design, and I set a little budget, $25 for a set of 6 or 7 ads. Again, the numbers are on my computer here, and I can't remember them off by heart because I've created so many ads. But the idea here is to spend a couple of dollars per item, per design, to see how much the clicks cost, how much it costs per 1,000 impressions, if I'm getting any sales, all of that kind of stuff. If I'm getting sales, then I know to use that ad again. If I'm and like increase the budget. If I'm not getting sales, I know to pause that ad. Maybe that design doesn't work. I'll leave it for now until the store gets a bit more popular. Now, as well as that, in my first month, I also tried TikTok. That didn't go so well. My first 2 TikToks failed, and then I kind of lost my momentum, which is a bit bad, to be honest. And that's me being silly. I really should have just continued making TikToks. All I ever talk about is being consistent, and I wasn't consistent with TikTok. So moving into the next month, because this is a 3-month experiment for me, and if it's successful after 3 months, then I'm going to continue. If it's not, then I'll try a different niche. Now, it's been a month and it's already proven to be successful, so I think it will go very far. But in month 2, I'm going to try the TikTok approach as well as the Facebook approach now, because now I understand Facebook, I can do Facebook, I have time on my hands to try another avenue. And the TikTok approach is creating tons of TikTok content that isn't promoting the product, in particular, but it is just promoting the brand. And then over time, I'll throw in little adverts with the product. Maybe I'll be wearing the design, and it will be very, very subtle. And really with TikTok, all I'm doing is creating listicles, which is just, top 10s, top 5s, whatever, in my niche. And That is what I've been told by a TikTok expert. So that is what I'm going to do. And I'll let you know how that goes in the month 2 of this video update. So with all of that said, let's have a look at how the first month did. So let me just log into my Shopify. And I probably should have had this prepared beforehand. But let's have a look at the first month, because I've spent a lot of money. I've made some money. Am I profitable? Am I profitable each day now? What's going on? So in total, in the last 30 days, I have made $997.54. That is a good amount of money. I'm really, really happy with that. Really happy with that. Now, that's a different amount to what it says on my YouTube community, because that was 30 days from 2 days ago, and now it's 30 days from today. I'm just looking at my analytics. But if we go to my overall analytics, we've got, it's interesting actually, over 110 designs, and only 10 of them are selling, which goes to show most of the designs that you make and you put on your store aren't going to get you any sales, and you can't let that put you down. That's just print on demand. You've got to create a ton of stuff, and it's all got to be good. And then even then, some of it will get sales and most of it won't. So yeah, 10 designs are getting sales out of my 110. That's just the way it is. I don't know why this is not loading. I want to show you more information. I want to tell you more information. Okay, so what's interesting here is it says $442 was not from ads. Meaning, what I take this to mean is someone went to the website from my Facebook ad, liked what they saw, and shared it with a friend or a family or whatever, and then that person bought based on that share. So that is really cool, because it shows me Facebook ads is making a certain amount of money. But then as well as that, people are just talking about this brand, which is exactly what I want. And they're sharing it maybe on WhatsApp or whatever messaging platform they use with their friends. And people are buying through there as well, which means I'm getting sales from Facebook and from other platforms off of Facebook, which isn't technically costing me money, which is really, really cool. What other data here? Okay, most of my purchases are from a mobile. That makes sense. Again, when you're creating a Shopify store, edit it in mobile and make sure it works for mobile. So for example, my store, the banner art, the top, all of that, it's different for desktop and for mobile. I've made it different on purpose so that it's optimized. All of my traffic is the United States. Yep. I'm slowly going to be bringing my store into the UK as well. That is my task for month 2. I just wanted to, again, see if it worked before I started putting a lot of effort into other areas of the store. One product has sold 30% of the time. Wow. So one product is really taking up the majority of my sales. And that's interesting to see, because all I'll do now is I'll go to my Facebook ads and I'll put more money behind that one product. And that one product will kind of catapult the store overall to make it, to get sales in other products. But that one product I know is the main product that's converting well. My average order value is $40.99, which is so cool, because people are buying more than one item, which I think is amazing. And in terms of how much I spent on Facebook, let's have a look at that. So I'm opening Facebook. Okay, so with Facebook, I've spent just over $1,600. So I've spent $1,600, I've made $1,000. So I've lost $600. However, and this is the important thing, this is the bit which I actually think is the most important here. I'm in my first month. So a lot of people would look at that and say that isn't successful. I would look at that and say it is very successful, because I now have a store that's proven to get sales. All I now need to do is optimize my ads so they start becoming profitable, which is what I've been doing for the last week. Week 3 to 4, I've been optimizing my ads. So actually, what's really, really cool is my daily ad spend at the beginning of this store was more than what I was making. And it was like that for the first 3 weeks. After pausing ads, playing the right ads, putting more budget behind the ads that were working, and optimizing everything, for the last week, I have actually made more money every day from my store sales than I've spent on Facebook ads. And that's taking into account the cost of products as well, obviously. So overall, I've not been profitable. However, if we take the last 7 days, the store is very profitable, which makes me believe that if I continue in this trajectory of spending how much I'm spending and putting money into the right places with the right ads and continuing to make more than I'm spending every day, it's only a matter of time before that $1,600 ad spend and $1,000 made gets flipped. And maybe it's 3,000 ad spend, but I've now crossed the line and it's 3,500 made. So there's always going to be this learning period, and that's why Shopify and Facebook ads, you need a bit of capital. But there's always going to be this learning period where Facebook is learning my audience, it's understanding what traffic to send and all of that. And with that information, it knows what to do and who to send to give me the best conversion rates. So now that I'm profitable every single day, moving forward, I'm hoping, again, we'll see, but I'm hoping it's going to continue to be profitable every single day, more and more and more, till eventually my profit overtakes my spend. So I think this is a huge success so far for the first 30 days. Like I said, yes, I've lost $600, but I haven't lost anything in my mind because I've created what is a successful store that is proven to get sales with designs that people love. The ads are getting tons of comments. One ad has over 80 shares and 30 comments. So people clearly like the designs, they're buying the designs, and now it's all about scaling. So what's my future plans with this? Well, a lot of the time with these kind of videos on YouTube, other YouTubers, and even myself, I create a store, it's a challenge, I create it for YouTube, I create it for the video, and then I kind of, once the video's done and I've proven my point, I stop the store and I move on. This time it's going to be very different. This time I have no plans to stop this store. I want to get this store to 6 figures every single month. That's 100K at least every month. That is my aim. It's a long-term goal for the whole year. I'm going to be documenting every single element of it via YouTube and on my email list, which you can check out down below if you want to join. And this is not just a simple challenge. I think I've proven the point that print on demand still works. I've proven that it's not oversaturated, that anyone can do it, and all these different things. Well, maybe not anyone can do it. You need to have a budget here because clearly I've spent $1,600 on advertising. But I've proven that print on demand can still work, and that's what I wanted to do. Now I want to prove that I can get it to 6 or 7 figures. And ideally, in the next year or two, hopefully I'll be able to sell this store for 7 figures, at least $1 million. That is my goal. I've seen other people do it. I've spoken to people who have done it. And it is the ultimate print on demand goal to be able to create a Shopify brand and then sell it for a huge sum of money. So what I want to kind of say is what I've learned so far in this journey, because it's been a crazy journey. It's been difficult at times and I've learned a lot, which is interesting because I've been doing print on demand for 10 years. I'm still constantly learning and it's still difficult to this day. So if that doesn't tell you anything, well, it should tell you that it's never going to be easy. However long you've been doing it for, you're constantly trying new things. It's going to be hard, but it's definitely possible to kind of make this work. So yeah, go out there, try and create a Shopify store if you can. Try and do Facebook ads. It does work. It needs some money behind it. And I'm going to try and create tons more videos, tons more detailed videos on how I created the store, step-by-step tutorials, how I did the ads, step-by-step tutorials, how I created my designs, all of it on this channel. So definitely subscribe so that you know when those videos come out. And yeah, it's been a really successful first month. I'm really happy about how it's turned out with this store. I can't wait for month 2. We'll see what happens. But that is my update for my first month with this brand new print on demand store. Thanks for watching.